Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our weekly Healing Tree Emotional Live. My name is Danielle, and I am happy to be here today to talk about all things emotional healing. If you're joining me, feel free to say hello in the chat. You can share where you're calling in from. You can share if you have any questions anytime. Please feel free. Hi, Caitlin. Welcome. And if you're watching this on the replay, thanks for watching. And I'll just say here at the beginning, in case I forget at the end, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's very much appreciated. Your support is very much, I'm very grateful for it. And if anything I share today resonates, feel free to share this video with someone who it could be useful for. Okay, so today's topic is, I write it down because I forget how I title it. Hi, Amanda, welcome. Okay, so the topic is, what is unconditional love? Exploring the love that sets you free. And I feel like today's topic is very deep. And when I thought about this live and getting ready for what I wanted to share, it felt very healing for me. Like my heart, my soul was really happy that I was going to be talking about this. Like it's something that it really wanted to be talked about. I don't know how else to explain it. It was very heartwarming, and I felt right topic for today. Hi, Patricia. Welcome back. Thank you. It came to my mind because I'm reading a book, and I keep sharing with you that those of you who have been, with me these last few weeks, that I'm reading this book, I'm doing the process, I'm on this journey. I can share with you that it's called The Presence Process by the author is Michael Brown. And the chapter that I'm on was talking about unconditional love. And it really hit me. It made me think of some of what I experienced in my life so far, and I wanted to talk a little bit about all of that. He mentions in the book that unconditional love, he talks about a lot of things. This isn't really going to be necessarily like a book review or anything here, but I just want to state the book because I may be referencing it. But he talked at the beginning of the chapter how love isn't the thing that you get. Love is what you are, that we already are. I see Amanda saying unconditional love is within us all, I think. We need to allow ourselves to find it. Yes, I completely agree with you, Amanda. In fact, I feel that I agree with this author. Like love, unconditional love is what we are at our essence. And a lot of times I talk about, I always want to bring us back to that essence. Because for me, honestly, it's very personal. For me, in my own emotional healing journey, so much of the healing, the shifts, the profound transformations within myself and within my relationships with others, including people who I was hurting with, it very much came out of getting back in touch with that essence, reconnecting, feeling it, not just understanding about it, not just reading about it in a book, not just hearing somebody talking about it, but really feeling that essence. And a lot of times I share about it as nature. And I think we can look to nature for unconditional love as well. Oftentimes I talk about that essence as that life force that we share. We share that with each other. We share that with nature. Right? Inside of that life force that is love itself. Big love, unconditional love. So it's a little bit hard for us to understand because it's not the typical kind of human love that comes with a lot of conditions. Like if, again, I want to think about a tree because, I love trees. So a tree, right, is always absorbing the carbon monoxide and giving the oxygen, right? So we are living and breathing because of what the tree is giving to us. And then even though human beings all over the earth are cutting down trees and massive deforestation, the trees don't stop. They're not like, we're mad at humans, we're not going to give them oxygen anymore. It's just nature. It's the natural law of the universe. You can see it with trees. You see it with, the air we breathe, the water we drink, gravity, like the universe itself. This is a love without conditions. We are coexisting inside of that love. Now, when we can really feel that essence inside of us, we can experience it as a great love. I like this word, self-existing, not because of somebody did or didn't do. It's just love itself, breathing, right? It's living, breathing, shining, existing in each breath, in each moment. So this is the essence, the self-existent, unconditional love at its root. Yes. Caitlin says, I am nature. That is something that I often say. And when we can't love ourselves, when we can't feel, so we're on this journey where, we understand love from the way our parents gave us love or didn't, and the way their parents gave them love or didn't, and so on and so on. We're like caught in this kind of human sort of, what's the right word for it? It's like this cycle, this sort of cycle of imprinting. This imprinting of how we experience love and how we know love. And there could be many of us who, for whatever reasons that we experienced in our past, we didn't love ourselves. So we can always look to nature, something bigger than us, beyond us, to start to catch a sense of that love, which is what I really want. I want us to be able to catch a sense of this love. And it's something that we have to look a little bit beyond human love, because we're all sort of caught in these like conditional cycles. Sometimes we feel hurt by humans, and then our love is confused. Or maybe our parents gave us a lot of love, but still they can only love in with their own, right, limitations and consciousness level and past memories and their beliefs and their stories. So the love is kind of handed down that way. And at the same time, we're all craving that unconditional love. I had an experience once that I want to share about in my healing journey. So it was a hugely powerful for me in relationships where I was stuck, where there was like so much hurt and I was stuck. I'm thinking of two different stories in my mind right now. So these are places where, I wanted to love, or I wanted love back from that person, but I was hurting because of something they did, something they said, something that was going on between us. But when I really allowed myself to sink in, like I'm always talking to you about allowing yourself to feel. And when I really allowed myself to feel So the anger that I felt, and then into the anger. Inside the anger, there was hurt. And then if I went into the hurt, there was like a deeply tense, lacking feeling. It felt like a place inside my heart there was no love there. But when I felt into it, that was just a wall, a barrier. And really, so the hurt was born from, so on the other side of the wall, there was the love. The love was there. The self-existent love was always there. That's just who I am. Like, no one can take that love away from me, no matter what they did to me or what they didn't do, no matter how much they hurt me. I found that love on the other side of a very, very, very thick wall. And then I understood that that love wants to flow. And it wanted to flow to that person, but in not receiving back the flow of love back. So the love wants to flow, and then also I wanted to receive the love back, and then in not receiving the love back unconditionally, that's where everything started to shut down. That's where the ego was wounded. But at the bottom place, the wounding comes from because I want to love. I want to love and be loved. That is unconditional love. That is like the tree. Giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. This unconditional giving and receiving. Like the universal laws and principles that this whole cosmos is existing on. This is the unconditional giving and receiving. I have that love inside. That love that wants to flow and receive, give and receive, give and receive. It's natural flow. But when I didn't receive it back, and again, this is at a very, very deep. So that's what I said, right? Today's topic is actually really deep. And when I think about, even though my heart feels happy to talk about it, it's not easy to talk about because these things are so deep and challenging to explain. I was unaware, but the most purest place in my heart, that is love itself, just purely wanted to love, and then shut down if I didn't feel the love back in the same way, at an unconscious level. It's not conscious. If we're aware of it, we will catch it more quickly, and we'll make different choices, hopefully, ideally. But that's why we want to bring some of these things that are unconscious, subconscious, into our conscious awareness, because then we can make different choices. But this is all happening at a very deeply unconscious level. But when I was able to get down and touch that love, what happened then is there's like a great release. And perhaps we can call it a forgiveness or a letting go, where I don't need to hold on to that hurt anymore, because I've touched this love that just is. And actually, that unconditional love cannot ever be hurt. The unconditional love is not what hurts. It's the ego part, the interpretation, the needs and the stories we made. But deep down, that unconditional love, it cannot be damaged. Maybe it can be shrunken and it can be covered, and we push it way down and we block it because of our experiences. But once I touched it, I could feel its infiniteness. And then I could let go. I didn't need to hold on to my hurt about that person. In one case, it was a person who was upset with me, blaming me for something, and I felt that it was not fair, and that I wanted to talk about it, and that person didn't want to talk about it. So there was no way to understand each other. So I was hurting and upset about that. But when I touched that love, I could remember that, oh, the root of all of this is that I really love that person, actually. That happened more than once in my life with a friend, coworker, person, two different people. I'm thinking of, my mind is going to two different memories where it was deep. It was a big problem between us. But once I touched that love, I felt so happy in my heart. My heart actually just wants to love you. And I'm not going to go around and begging you to love me. And I'm not going to go bring you gifts and bake you cookies because I realize that, oh, I just love you. No, I'm going to let you be. And I still wish for that we could have a conversation. And I still wish that it didn't happen that way. And I still wish that perhaps in the future it will be different. But I can let go. I don't need to suffer anymore because I reconnected to that love. The other case is related to my birth mother, which also goes into deep conversation with anyone who's experienced relinquishment trauma. And it's really hard to bridge that wound. But when I touched that self-existent love, I felt liberated from that wound. I didn't have to be imprisoned by the wound anymore. And again, I tell you all the time, this emotional healing journey has waves. There's ups and downs. It doesn't mean I didn't have a difficult moment ever again. No, there have been. This is natural. But because it's natural, because there's still things inside for me to keep healing and processing. And I'm okay with that. But once I could meet with that essential, unconditional love, I really cannot express in words how much it helped facilitate the heart, like it helped move me through the hardest moments of my journey. And it's really, what's happened since then is it's so much easier for me to get back there more quickly, to remember that again. That essence of me, it loves to be remembered. Is it front and center in everything I do in life? No, I'm not going to pretend to you that it's that way. It's not that way. I'm doing life. It's underneath. I know it's there. Sometimes it's something difficult happens and I can't access it. And it takes a long time for me to get back there. Why? Because there's a learning. I disconnected from it because there's something for me to awaken to. There's something for me to discover and uncover and heal at a deeper level. Or we can use the word process at a deeper level, or integrate and harmonize within myself at a deeper level. So it's not an understatement to say this whole journey is really a journey of healing and growing and awakening. And all the things that happen and all the people we meet, they're opportunities to remember who I am, to remember, to meet again that unconditional love, or maybe for the first time, or maybe for the 10th, 100th time, but it's growing brighter and deeper. I see someone's comment here. Let me read it quickly. Please pray for me. So unhappy. I have questions. Dependency, relationship, future bad mental health. Oh, I'm sorry for your suffering. I see this comment, DOH. I'm not sure who this person is. I'm sorry for your suffering. All pain is never pleasant. So much learning comes through relationships, and so much healing happens through the mirror of relationships. But this is a universal concept here. We are all of us, all of you watching, listening, me, all of the people I'm talking about in my lives, who I have heard from, who I have loved with, our comment here, you, your person, everyone we're all in the same predicament. I felt like this conversation about unconditional love is really an opportunity for us to see our likeness, our oneness. We are all wanting to get back to that unconditional love. We're wanting to feel the true essence of who we are. We're wanting to feel it and be it. This is a deep desire. I think we all came to planet Earth to rediscover and remember again who we are. Why is it like this? I don't know. I don't have answers. I have no claim to be any sort of guru. All I can share with you is like my own kind of path and my own awarenesses and awakenings that have helped me, and I hope for them to help others. All people are the same, having love inside. All people are the same. Like that story I told you about, being angry. There was even a feeling of hate inside, going into the hate and the anger and the hurt and the down. And then I found at the bottom was, because I love you. I wanted to love you, and I wanted you to love me back the way that felt like love to me, and you didn't. And somehow I'm hurting, and now I'm angry, and now I'm hating. And there's a big disconnect. A big disconnect happens. It all has the same root. The same root is we want to love and be loved. We want to experience the nature of our nature that is unconditional love. The nature and essence of our being. We want to experience that. And then we're looking for that in each other a lot. Parents, siblings, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives. We're looking for love. But the problem is that love can be, it's all influenced by what I talked about earlier, that the imprinting, how we were raised and how the lens that we are seeing life through. And so that's all, it's a conditional, ever-changing experience for us as humans. I mean, that's just life, right? Like everything is changing. That's another principle of being human and being alive in this world. Everything is changing. It was summer, now it's winter. I looked a certain way when I was 5, 15, 25, and then I look this way now that I'm 48, and I will look different when I'm 68. Everything is changing. And this love is always changing, this like conditional love. So we get hurt a lot inside of that place, and we take it as like the end all be all of everything. We take it as like truth. This must be truth about me if they couldn't love me back the way I wanted to be loved, or this must mean something about me. But this is not the unconditional love that I'm talking about. That's all conditional, and it's related to endless layers and filters of perception and childhoods and traumas and so many things. We have all those layers, but none of them, not one of them could damage or destroy our unconditional love. No one of them. It's a self-existent love. So you see, we get the opportunity to zoom way out and to see that we are all made of that love, and somehow we've disconnected from it. Again, why? I don't know. We have egos, we have our lives, we have the level of consciousness that humans are at this time, and I don't know how we got here, exactly how we got here. But what is clear to see is that This is who we all are. This is what we are made of. So again, if you flip it a little, like instead of trying to get love or be loved, just recognize I am love. I'm love itself. Living, breathing. Maybe you feel love itself when you look at a certain flower. Certainly we feel it when we see a baby. I know many people experience it with their pets. This is, we experience it like love itself. Like, oh, this is a pure being with so much love. But we are that at our essence. And so if we can recognize that so much of our hurt began because we were disconnected from that love. And ultimately, we wanted to love and be loved unconditionally. We wanted to love and be loved unconditionally, deep, deep down, like deep in the recesses of our awareness. It's funny. I don't understand it. It's like we are love, but we forgot that we're love. And then somehow then we're wanting love. That seems like the ego part. That's I'm aware of my own ego that's looking to be loved, recognized, understood. And this is natural. This is part of the ego. But it's like a forgetting, a disconnect from the love that we already are. And so inside of every person who is doing some maybe hurting you at this moment, some behavior that's hurting you, they are in the same predicament. They are also deep down, whether they know it or not. It's like a twisted cry for love, right? We can see that sometimes with children or something, like they want attention and so they're being bad. They're crying and they're yelling, but they just want a little bit of attention and some love and care. We have those parts inside. We all have those parts. So this unconditional love, I said, it's the love that sets us free. And again, I also said, is this something to explore? Like we're just exploring here. I'm just sharing with you that when I read this, it touched me. It awoke something in me that was like, oh, I want to talk about this part of my journey. Because I don't usually, I did write about it in Healing Tree. I feel like more than one place, and I can't even remember now. I think it's in like the second part, maybe the choose chapter. I should have looked before I started this, but one or two places I gave an example, a scenario, and realizing that at the root of the problem was this, and then feeling that love. And then once I felt that love, once I reconnected with it, it's like even just poke a little tiny hole inside of all that pain and that lacking feeling and that hurting feeling, and poke a tiny hole and then let the light of the love shine through. That's how I experienced it. And then once I can feel that love and I become conscious, I can choose for that love. The truth is, I was so hurt by you. I was so mad at you because at the deep, deep bottom of my heart, I love you. Not because you are my friend, you are my mother, because, no, because I am love, actually. That is the essence of me, this unconditional love. And the beauty becomes all those hardships, all those complex relationships, all those struggles and those hurts, they become beautiful opportunities and gifts for me to remember that love again. So whenever I have an experience like that, I really feel like a perfection in this whole design. I feel the perfection of the design. And I know that's almost like crazy to say when you're deep in the struggle, because I know how it feels to be deep in the struggle. I know how dark it gets. I know it very well. And I have lived long periods of time in that dark place. But those moments where the light came through, It's like came up for air. You can take a breath. And then you discover something that no one and nothing can take away from you. So you have so much more leaving on the other side than you had even before the problem. Do you understand? That's where the perfection comes in. Before I had the problem, I didn't know that love. I was just doing life. And then I have this intense issue. I cannot tell you how many months and years I have lived inside of a struggle emotionally, which is why I'm interested in emotional healing, because if any part of that can be useful to others, I would like to make your journey just perhaps a tiny bit smoother. Or maybe I can't. Maybe I can't even make it smoother, but maybe I'm just going, and I can shine some flashlights off to the side so that other people can access a little bit more light in their experience, because I am certain that this is what it's all about. I'm certain that all these struggles and all these pains and all these hurts and these wounds and these situations that we find ourselves in, they are for uncovering a gift of light. It comes with a brightness. The gift of knowing my essence more deeply, of discovering who I really am, of finding this unconditional love that is so healing and nourishing and fills our hearts with peace and joy at the moment that we can access it. So for me, if the hardship brought me to that place, then naturally I want to turn around and say thank you to the hardship and to the people who were involved in that. And I feel even more love for them on the other side. I feel even more love for the role they played in my path, of the path that is bringing me towards awakening to this essence of myself and the essence of all of us, and the likeness, the connectedness, the one journey that we are all sharing at a really, really, really macro level. So when you meet someone who's behaving in a way that hurts you, let's try to remember they're also in the same predicament. And somehow here we are bumping, and it becomes an opportunity, and you can't make the other person take the opportunity, change their heart. You can only choose for yourself. I want to find the message here. I want to find the gift here. I want to find how this is bringing me back to my truth. I want to find my love again, my self-existent love that is at the essence of my being. And if you can't feel it, just go outside, look at the sky, look at the stars, the trees, feel life. This is the love of life itself. This is what I want all of us to begin to sense and awaken to, because it will very much shift your relationship with your emotions, your emotional world, your relationship with your hurts, the people who are hurting you. It's like a medicine. It's the medicine all around us for our hearts, but we didn't realize because we get so consumed in our small conditional love and thoughts and judgments, which is another important element here, judgments. So unconditional love, from one perspective, the simplest way we might describe it is love without judgment, like without judgment at all. Very challenging for our human brain to get it, but we can explore it. We can look for it in nature. And in other people, instead of looking for unconditional love from them, we just see them as a mirror. You and me, we're on the same journey. We have the same hurts. We have stories, beliefs. We have wounds. We have memories. We have all these layers and walls covering our love. And I can't do that journey for another, but I can do it for myself. And through doing the journey for ourselves, we inspire each other. Right? Whenever we meet someone and we feel like, yeah, I resonate with that. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm experiencing. Yeah, that makes sense. We inspire each other. So as mirrors, sometimes we see pain in the mirror and sometimes we see beauty in the mirror. And I said this, I think, last live or one of them recently, how we are mirrors for each other, but that can be in a beautiful, inspiring way as well, to see the love again. Okay, I see your comments. Thank you. Thank you, Patricia. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like you probably would have shared them already if you did. We can try to use EFT to help us kind of explore this at a more feeling, energetic, somatic level. So if you're still with me and you would like to tap along, let's give it a try. All right, inside of your hand. Even though I have a lot of different hurts inside, I have many wounds of my life. It's okay that I have all of that. I choose to love and accept myself and remember that I am love itself. Even though I have a lot of judgments about myself and others, sometimes I feel a wall covering my heart. It's okay that I feel that way. I love and accept myself anyway. And I choose to remember that at the bottom of it all, I am love itself. Even though I don't feel like love itself, and sometimes I just feel confused and lost and disconnected. It's okay that I feel that way. I love and accept myself anyway. And I choose to remember right here, right now, that at the very essence of my being, I am love itself. I am unconditional love itself. Whether I feel it or not, that is who I am at the essence of my being. Top of your head. And just breathe out. Back of your neck. Right here and now, I'm breathing out and trying to relax. Top of your head. I'm going to allow myself to relax any part of my body that's tensing right now. Inside of your eyebrows. I'm breathing out, relaxing, and just letting it be. Side of your eyes. For a moment, I'm letting go of trying to figure it all out. Under your eyes. I'm letting go of trying to fix it. Under your nose, I'm letting go of trying to fight it. under your lip, whatever it is, the stress, the emotions, the life circumstance, the relationships, under your collarbone. I'm just letting it be. Center of your chest. And I'm coming back to my breath. Under your arms. I'm coming back to the feeling of my breath in my body. Side of your thumb. And I'm remembering that inside of each breath, next finger, there is love. Next finger. Not a conditional love because I did something right or good. Next finger. Just love itself. Next finger. The great and vast, unconditional love of this cosmos. Side of your hand. So I'm allowing myself to feel this love, even just for a moment. With this breath in and out, remembering that I am part of that cosmos. I am part of that great love. Right here and now, I'm remembering that I am love itself. Lower your hands and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and allow yourself to really feel that for a moment. Exhale. Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You're always welcome to watch the replay and redo that several rounds, or just take it as a starting point for you and add in whatever words feel right and resonate. Every time we remember, it's like the sense starts to awaken and come alive inside. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So as before, where there was just emotion and layers of judgment and layers of hurting and so many memories, and it's just all consuming, we may still have that in our inner landscape, but also there is this remembering happening now. And it's like a little flame that we're giving energy to every time we remember. We're breathing life into that essence that's always with us. It was just covered or dormant, kind of sleeping or weak because we didn't give it enough attention. But now we begin to give it attention and it begins to grow. And it begins to help us on our healing journey. I see Patricia's last comment, 100% we are a mirror. Yes, we are mirrors. So thank you all for being with me today and exploring this very deep but very essential topic. And I don't think I have anything else to announce for now. Just a reminder to like it, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and share with anyone who you feel this message might be helpful for. Thank you so much and see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.